Well, this was something.
There's this massive debate going on online about whether we should support Team USA or not. And I said, if you're an American citizen and you're not rooting for your country against Belgium, then you're a traitor. Like, what are we talking about here? I can't trust you. If you can't root for your own country in the World Cup, I can't trust you.
That is Robert Griffin III, also known, of course, as RG3, Heisman Trophy winner at Baylor, number 2 overall pick in the 2012 NFL Draft, and later he became the NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year. He is stating nonsense on his show.
Let's go ahead and check that. Were you rooting for America against Belgium?
I was rooting for America.
Thank you.
Yeah,
that's your country. I get it. If you're from Belgium.
If you like waffles.
And no, if you like waffles, that's different because I love waffles. If you're from Belgium and you're an American citizen, I totally get it. Yeah. You win regardless. Mm-hmm. But if you are Japanese, if you are from Indian, if you from Morocco, if you from France, and America is not playing those countries, what are we talking about? You're an American. You should be rooting for America.
Truly, it feels like he's auditioning for this guy's spot.
So, what are you guys going to do? You're going to continue to be a bunch of soft, underperforming, tattooed millionaires? You are a soccer generation that has been given everything.
Or a role at this desk.
World Cup fans love America.
I think it's adorable. I really love the story. But I love when the world comes to see America and sees the best that we have to offer.
That being Rupert Murdoch's Fox News. Now, Griffin would double down, tweeting, if you are a United States citizen with a capital C, and you aren't rooting for USA against Belgium, you are a traitor. No other way to put it. You can't be trusted if you are rooting against your own country in the World Cup.
And this is, can we dive a little deeper? This is what really bothered me about some of the people trying to hijack the conversation in the tweet. Mm-hmm. They tried to make it about something else.
Politics?
They tried to make it about politics, this, or this diplomat got involved there, or this person said that, and that is not what the point of the tweet was.
Here's what gets me. It flew right over his head that he was speaking politically without knowing he's speaking politically. Oh, and here's the thing. Guess who loved it?
And so this time, Dean Cain isn't flying there. He's going through that obstacle course and training to be an honorary ICE agent. He was working hard out there, and this is exactly what those recruits will do as they're picked one by one. And they're at the Federal Law Enforcement Training Center in Brunswick, Georgia.
Why did you want to get involved with ICE? I know there was a little bit of backlash, right? Not everybody thought it was the best idea for Superman, but why did you want to do it?
Because I stand with our law enforcement, and people don't realize, they think that ICE is this horrible, nefarious group, and they're not. They're phenomenal.
Trump supporter Dean Cain, who would tweet above RG3's video, makes perfect sense to me. Even this user, whose bio reads that they are a Q supporter, well, they would tweet, always liked RG3, Patriot, American flag emoji. Let's also remember Griffin saying this.
In case you don't know, I am an American citizen, okay?
Even though he was born in Japan.
I was born in Japan because I am a military kid, which we call in the military community, military brats. So I'm a military brat who loves God and loves his country.
If you are a military kid and you almost pat yourself on the back for being one, you should know the freedom to choose who to root for is deeply American. To say you must invoke nationalism and believe that everyone in this country must root for the United States of America is deeply un-American. It is completely blasphemous. And you know what? He should know that of all people.
You not rooting for your country, it makes you a traitor, in my opinion. This is the world. It's us versus them. You're either with us or you're with them. And if you're with them, you're a traitor. So...
No, I agree.
Longtime sports writer Clarence Hill Jr., with the Dallas Cowboys, of course, would tweet this. Is this a safe space? Mocking Robert Griffin. We'll get into that in a moment. What if you storm the Capitol? Doesn't that make you a traitor? Since we're talking unforgivable, treasonous activity, asking for a friend. Griffin would then reply, Clarence, It's always a safe space with me. What the hell does that have to do with a soccer game? We just got our ass beat 4-1 in the World Cup, and you trying to make it political. We are hurting in all caps. Wait, hold on a second. Who the fuck is we, Robert? Did you play in the game? Did you serve as an equipment manager? Were you a trainer within the squad? No. There is no we here. They lost. That's it. You're not part of the team. You're a fan. Anywho, Fox News loved what RG3 had to say, if that's a tell. And they would even write about it in a puff piece on their official website. They would even post Griffin's own message after the Butler, Pennsylvania rally in that article. Hey man, I don't really care how much you love or hate President Donald Trump, he would say. Now is not the time to play politics. Now is the time to pray for Donald Trump, his family, and the families of those who lost someone in the shooting. We got people out here who are so focused on the fact that they think that this assassination attempt was staged, and they are forgetting about the fact that someone died. You know, it reminds me with this recently of what RG3 posted on the timeline. After Conor McGregor lost to Max Holloway in embarrassing fashion, Griffin wrote, after putting in 5 years worth of work to come back from a compound fracture of his tibia and fibula, I pray Conor McGregor stays true to his newfound faith in God and doesn't revert back to self-destructive vices. He already won by walking again. Time to enjoy life with family. My guy. Conor McGregor is an adjudicated rapist. Let that sink in. I don't really give a damn that he came back. I don't care that he came back from a injury of the tibia and fibula. The woman was raped so bad that the doctor had to use forceps to remove the condom that a judge found Conor McGregor launched so far into her through a violent sexual assault. And Robert Griffin III is saying, oh, I love that he's a man of God. The signs are signing, everybody. Let's also not forget when Griffin viciously attacked Angel Reese and even retweeted an image that was not making the rounds. He amplified it. Ask him why he did that. He decided to, on his own accord, with his own intent. And it was all to praise Caitlin Clark. That is what he did. He would cackle at the absurd on his podcast.
You know, I have my sister, she was a lesbian. I have a brother, he likes men. And, you know, it's a hard subject because, you know, I keep it real. I tell my brother all the time, I was like, dog, don't be come over here with that gay. I tell my kids that too. What? I tell him that, but he's like, but he's cool. He's cool. He's cool. But he said it too.
She said, yep, he be saying it.
Yeah, we have a problem with that. But my kids, they're coming up, they're around my brother, and I just tell them, I'm like, if they're like, hey, you know, they see the other twin who's with the woman,
right, but
they haven't seen my brother with his partner. And I was like, you guys are too young to decide what. I don't want you guys being persuaded that it's okay. I don't want to say it's okay, but
don't worry about who you like, what you like. But
you're gonna see the comments. You're like, don't bring that down here.
What?
And when the White House did this.
So as the Trump administration moves to end diversity, equity, and inclusion in the federal government, it risks instead removing the stories of some of the greatest Americans in history.
Very quickly, if you can, become a paid channel member or go to Buy Me a Coffee to support this channel. Thank you.
Yesterday, an article highlighting the military service of Baseball Hall of Famer Jackie Robinson was removed from the Department of Defense website. The error page that displayed in place included DEI in the web address, indicating that the page was removed as part of the administration's crackdown.
He would see many outlets weigh in with their talking heads, journalists, reporters, podcasts, etc., and say this: sports shows on television should be about sports, not politics. All right. Before I just do my thing, he would then do the unthinkable. And yet simultaneously, he did the thinkable for Robert Griffin III. This tweet is not about Jackie Robinson. His significance can never and should never be erased. Breaking the color barrier in baseball in itself is not political. Jesse Owens winning 4 gold medals in itself was not political. Jack Johnson becoming the first black boxing heavyweight champ in itself was not political. They all had political ramifications. They all challenged the status quo, racial barriers to fair play, race relations, and civil rights. That should always be acknowledged and never forgotten. They shouldn't be used as an excuse to push political agendas on sports shows on national television to an audience there to consume sports content. Basically, what he's doing is channeling his inner Greg Gutfeld, who said on his deeply unserious show, traditionally, one of the places the country's collectively left politics aside is sports. No, that is incorrect. Sports are inherently political, just like food is inherently political. The weather is inherently political because of the bombs that are being dropped on innocent people, and also because we are not addressing climate change. The air we breathe, according to the Supreme Court, is political. To make this argument shows a level of being so dubious within the facts and reality of life that it is just another layer of how deeply troubling all of this man's posts are. All of it. Every single one of them, which also reminds me, he is the same dude who tweeted Donald Trump to Georgia, and he did it with a Tiger Woods meme. What you should know about Robert Griffin III is this. He is likely in the Twitter and other social media platforms, let's just call it the creator rewards program as TikTok does. What this means is if you get a certain amount of likes, if you get a certain amount of retweets, if you get a certain amount of views, you get paid. And Griffin, via awful announcing, proclaims his feed to be a safe space before offering an open-ended prompt regarding a topic clearly aimed at driving engagement. That is what he's doing. Even if he knows, in my opinion, he is in the wrong, he is still going to say it. He is trying to drive up those numbers. He sees himself as a media figure. And yet, simultaneously, there should be at least some level of responsibility, call me old school, within this industry to not be chasing clicks and to really, when it comes down to it, reveal the truth. To say that Jackie Robinson not breaking the color barrier is not political, insane. To say Jack Johnson is not political, insane. There is a literal law because of him. These are points that historians will look up at if they were to see it online and hopefully have a good old laugh. The same way that RG3 did when Mighty Mouse was talking about members of his family that are in the LGBTQ plus community. The gall to state something just so obtuse and wrong. But that is Robert Griffin III. That is what he is doing. As lame as his delivery is, what I see in him is someone at the end of the day who yearns for yesteryears of when politics weren't discussed. Because you see the way he framed this entire United States men's national soccer team story, the same way that he said Conor McGregor is a man of God, and he has done this over and over and over again. The thing is, many aren't buying it, and a lot of people see through the shtick that he's trying to sell.